Full School, brought to you by The Tate, with Luke Parkinson, Jamie Hart and Jamie Benson.
So Richard, obviously we're as far away as you really can be from the stands now. This will be where things really start heating up and where your race can be won and lost as you're going up the hill just as it rises there.
Yeah, and you're at the end of the back straight. You were just saying it goes a lot quieter. There's obviously there'll be a few people are on the outside, but it's a quiet place, and the really your sort of business head comes on now. You actually, it's an important part of the race. Say it's really starting to hot up, and people are getting quite important where they need to be and where the leader is, how far you want to be behind the leader, and if you know how you start to know how you're going and how you're travelling to think what you're going to do for the last bit of the race. But I think again the next jump on both courses here is the open ditch. You know, the open ditch is jumped really well, but obviously when a horse starts coming under pressure in these type of races, a mistake here can be completely, you know, even if the horse doesn't fall, you know, they can literally knock the stuffing out of horses, and if they drag their back legs through and hit it hard, your race is over. So again, you're trying to be really positive and get a good jump and everything else, but you know, you're also just trying to hold on to a bit. Even though it's a really important part of the race, you still know there's, you know, a good few more fences to jump. So it's that you want to ask enough for the horse to make sure you keep that position, but not too much to waste energy for the end of the race. So it is an important part of the race, and even over hurdles, you know, on the new course, this is the third last hurdle. So you know, you need to be in the right position. You know, for when you turn the bend at the top of the hill. So there's lots of things. By the time you come to the end of the back straight, you're trying to think about lots of different things at the same time.
The track sort of starts to change depending on what course it's on and how many hurdles there is left to jump. Makes it more of a staying test than it does a speed test.
Yeah, definitely. On both courses, that is they always say that, you know, there's on the new course, there's less hurdles to jump, but almost you get racing earlier, so you need a bit more of a stayer. You know, and again, on the chase course for the Gold Cup, it's a long way to go from here, with plenty of fences to jump, and you often always in these championship races you'll get racing a little bit further out than you would on a normal day. So again, they're all things that you're trying to think of. But again, it's that. Also, another thing is that the horses in front of you, some of them that aren't going so well, will start coming back. So you don't want to be behind the wrong horse either. So there's lots going through a jockey's mind. But again, when we get to the brow of the hill, we'll see just, you know, how steep it is going down afterwards. And that for me, that bend at the top of the hill is probably one of the key points of any race at Cheltenham. And
obviously, one time when you were absolutely cruising at this point in the race in the champion hurdle with Rooster Booster, and he's almost pulling your arms off.
Yeah, it's a sort of. He was a unique horse that, like, he always wanted to give 200%. He didn't know how not to do his best, but it was always my biggest problem, was trying to get him to almost relax and give himself a chance to finish the race. But the year he won the champion hurdle, it all went really well. Into Sky Falcon went off very, very fast, and they went a really strong gallop. So, you know, again, the faster they go, the easier it was to get him to relax. You know, he was very relaxed, and then all of a sudden I started passing a couple of horses down the back straight, just to sort of slowly get into the race. And by the time I was coming up here, he was still quite relaxed, but I knew as soon as I hit the downhill ground, I was not going to have as much sort of chance keeping him relaxed. But again, you know, it was one of those races, not unsimilar to Native River. It all just went, you know, wherever I went was the right place, and horses almost moved out the way to sort of let me get involved and let it all happen. So again, races like that, you need the right horse, but everything just went perfectly for me on the day.